Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and in today's video, we're going to talk about Zebec Network's price breakout. As over the last month has been a nice run, so we're going to dive into that, and we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of conversation on remittance transfer payments and how that's going to impact Zebec Network. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, only use risk capital, and thank you to those who continue to support the channel. So, looking at ZBCN over the last month, it is up 78.51%. And if you remember, down here on July 7th, we were at 0.0025. So, if you DCA then, you are up quite a bit. And here's a kicker, we're only sitting at 0.005 with a lot of tremendous upside with this coin. So good to see that just kind of just up and to the right. And we're just picking up that steam and momentum. And as you can see here, 14.3 million in engagement. So meaning people are engaging with Zebec Network posts across all social media platforms. Mentions are up, meaning more people are mentioning ZBCN, so 17,000.38K. I like to look at these social metrics because it lets you kind of know the health of a project and the health of the community. Creators are up. More people are talking about it over the last month, 2,000.07. So more people are talking about ZBCN. Now, a little bit up on social dominance, but you get the point there far as the continued momentum with this project. And if you look over the last 24 hours, up 5.94%. So again, we are continuing to have momentum with ZBCN and more holders are coming in. So let me explain. So this post here by ZBCN man, ZBCN just hit 79,000 wallet holders. Zebec Network's real-time payment streaming and partnerships with Visa, MasterCard, and Circle are driving massive growth. Yeah, so that is a great post there. And if we go and look on SolScan, as you can see, 79,040 holders, and the holders continue to grow. And this is going to grow, and then the holders is just going to explode because the amount of traction and the amount of conversation that's being had in the crypto space about ZBCN is an absolute game changer. And you have to also factor in that there's big money on Solana too. So this is just kind of the perfect storm for a project and everything that they're trying to achieve. And if we go real quick and look, so 27 million in trading volume over the last 24 hours. So that is up and sitting at a $458 million market cap. But definitely exciting times are ahead with this project. And let's see, let's go back to, let's see what else we have here. William Hughes. So another post they write, real-time payroll on Sol. Checks all the narratives, real-world asset, PayFi, made in America, DeFi, and still trading at only 500 million market cap. Nothing I'd rather buy and hold long term than this puppy. Yeah, it checks all the boxes of the kind of the real world asset, PayFi, made in America narrative. There has been a lot of talks of the different advantages of holding made in America crypto projects. Could there potentially be something where they say, okay, zero tax on made in America crypto projects, or some sort of advantage to holding these types of projects in America? So again, we are in a pro crypto administration now in America, so would be pretty cool to see what kind of happens all with that. But yeah, I mean, it checks all the boxes, and it's the perfect storm. Strong leadership team that continues to build. They continue to add partners, which and they're not stopping. So This has the makings to be a heck of a project. And getting into ZBCN and remittance transfer payments, because I want to kind of segue a little bit into that. So we're looking at the price breakout and everything that's happening, but what could further drive demand for ZBCN? So I sit up here and I wrote in here in Google, so what is the market share of remittances? Because ZBCN, they want to tap into cross-border payments. And it says here globally, remittances flows are estimated to have increased by 4.6% from 865 billion in 2023 to 905 billion in 2024. So I would venture to say we might hit that $1 trillion mark as we get through 2025 and get the full results of the big market share of remittances. So imagine ZBCN getting even a sliver of that. That is just going to put more and more demand on ZBCN, which will be used to facilitate those remittances as a gas payment. And you're probably asking, okay, so like, give us a little bit more information about these cross-border payments. So I'm on Zebec Network's website, and it basically states here, Emita is Zebec's payment pilot program that handles 500 million of cross-border payments between the U.S. and Mexico. Building off of Emita's immediate success, we plan to expand to Thailand and Nepal, where the market value opportunity is 50 billion. So Zebec Multisig is also being tested by few international transport companies as payment tools for the escrow, where international commerce can happen without a bank as escrow partner. Yeah, so this is huge. They have a pilot here, as Amita is the pilot, and right now it's piloting U.S. to Mexico, and they're going to tap into Thailand and Nepal. So 50 billion, putting increased pressure on the gas token, which is ZBCN. And remember, the holders are going to go up too with this project. So the holders are going to go up, and that's just going to put more and more demand, and more people are going to be looking for an undervalued project like this. So this is exciting stuff. And what I didn't know is they're going to be tapping into this market of Thailand and Nepal. So this is kind of the perfect storm as we are heading into towards the end of 2025, heading into 2026. So those price targets were at 0.005 as it stands right now, 1 cent. I feel pretty confident with the kind of the rate of the growth. Again, just looking at the data, we can hit that 1 cent, and then 10 cents would be a nice benchmark. And anything above that will be icing on the cake. Now, when will all this happen? Your guess is as good as mine. But if the trajectory and the growth of this project continues, then essentially it's sky's the limit. So it's a matter of taking profits at different price points and keeping yourself a moon bag, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. I plan to keep myself a moon bag because if this thing just takes on a world of its just a life of its own, and they get a a big sliver of that remittance piece, then it's game over. And again, this project, in my opinion, feels like a nice winner because of all the buzz and everybody talking about it. But I thought we would kind of sprinkle that in and talk about remittances and the impact of that on ZBCN. And over on X real quick, just want to look at a couple of posts. So Cha Cha Slide. Yeah, Cha Cha Slide will be at 1 cent this month or next. There's no reason we should still be trading under it. People are going to FOMO in at 1 cent when they literally have the chance to buy now. Yeah, so that's a fair point. Sitting pretty strong there. And generally that's kind of what happens. So anything, again, like I said, the DCA point is under 1 cent. You want to be DCAing at 1 cent. I'm sorry, DCAing below 1 cent. This is the DCA point. Anything below 1 cent is the DCA point. And here, have you ever been in the right spot on a good investment? That's how I feel holding Zebec. Yeah, and this is a great post here. A lot of us, kind of have that gut feeling about ZBCN and holding this as a good investment. So, yeah, that's a great post. I totally agree with what's going on here and what's being said. Is that yeah? Let's retweet. Yeah, we ought to read that. We showed that post showed up on Lunar Crush. Let's see. What does this say? Next target for ZBCN, and it says Zebec is plus 300%. So looks like he has a little graph there, and looks like he's saying 2 cents on the run up. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that running up to 2 cents, boom, bouncing off that, and just kind of off to the races to 2 cents. I can definitely see that. So as the momentum continues and people on Solana, because Solana is pretty much the meme coin. It's the place for meme coins, but that money's got to go somewhere, and I know without a shadow of a doubt some of those people on Solana want to have some of their investment in a solid utility play on Solana that has the massive growth potential. And there's people in some wells with some heavy bags on Solana. So I can just see the perfect storm of this happening and boom, up to 2 cents. Yeah, so definitely agree with that. So in this video, that is it. As we talked about today the price breakout of Zebec, as it has been on a nice tear and it is ripped over the last month and is picking up steam. And we talked about the impact of remittances and what it could do with this project, as it could ignite the price on this project and have it explode. So I want to thank you for listening to this video. Thanks for stopping by.